Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of my Nevermind the Billhooks, kind of looking at 28mm War of the Roses. I'm going to talk a wee bit about the army, my experiences with it, what I've done, a few of the hints and tips, the normal stuff I do in videos. But before we get any further, all the miniatures here are Perry miniatures, most of them are War of the Roses. This fella isn't. Now this was my general. He originally was made for Game of Thrones armies, and he was my own character, so Oswald Brand. And he was a Tully bannerman, hence the Tully flag. Yellow and blue was his colours because he lived by the sea in a sea guard and defended against the perfidious Ironborns attacking. Now, I came up with the shield design, which was the yellow kind of almost castle shape, the trident and the blue top. Now, I didn't realise it at the time. I'd basically invented the flag of Barbados. So I've been able to get loads of cool Barbados stuff. Even have a flag of Barbados up in my hobby room. So he will be getting replaced, but he was my stand-in character leader of the army for now. So my army itself, what I was going to do when I originally planned this army was line rampant, 2 forces. The most basic War of the Roses forces is 4 elements, 2 archers, 2 billmen. I'll always play around with it. So my plan was to have a Yorkist one and a Lancastrian force. My Yorkists, I wasn't going to base it around any particular heraldry, but I'd pick blue, white and red, and they would designate Yorkist forces. And red, green and yellow was going to be the colours of my Lancastrian troops. Since then, I've had a game of Nevermind the Billhooks. I'm a convert. If you see my other video, I liked what I played. It felt like a bit more meatier than line rampant. So what I've decided to do is throw those 2 forces together. I'm going to invent some nobles for each one, and I'll be able to play either Yorkists or Lancastrians based on how my opponent has themed their forces. So what do we have in front of us? We have a couple of archers, billmen, men-at-arms, mercenary pike, and then some troops that weren't quite finished painted, archers, billmen, and some skirmishers. So first up, let's have a look at what I've done for the movement trays. Now, each one of these 12 men is a unit in the Nevermind the rules. So I've gone for 12 men on a base. I wanted them to be able to be taken out of the base as casualties. But also, if I played some sort of more detailed skirmish rules, I could just have them out and kind of running around doing their own thing. You see, I've used those spare arrows you get on the Perry miniature frames to signify bases of archers on. The other thing I've done is when I've sanded these were just empty. I picked them up off YouTube, eBay. So I sanded it, painted it earth colour, put a few bits of grey on to stand out as stones, and then put some flock on. Quite a nice wee finish. It actually suits this battle mat, which is Gale Force 9 battle mat, quite well. So obviously they're heavily armed man-at-arms. I'm going to mix up the heraldic colours there. Now in the game, units can operate on their own, or they can operate together. Operate together means you're using less orders to command them. So a typical formation might be this. So you have archers in the front, billmen in the back. Archers in Nevermind the Billhooks have got 6 rounds of shooting. When they're finished, they're going to be tied to the back, or when they charge, they're tied to the back. Billmen to the front to do the fighting. Really like that as a mechanic. Other units can kind of combine as well, but they don't get to kind of swap around as much. So that would be a valid formation as well. Pike aren't really great as one unit. I probably need another unit to back them up, because when they're supporting each other, all the 4 ranks will get to fight. I think when they're supporting each other, you'd get everybody in these 2 fighting, and I think you get an extra rank of the billmen fighting. What else have we got going on? We have skirmishers. So front rank there's some more of my 100-Year War sort of conversions. It was going to be our Bolton force to oppose my good guys, hence the pink and white colour. There'll be skirmishers and some crossbow skirmishers, kind of supporting the pikemen you see there. Unit Billman not quite finished. Now I do have cavalry. Now this is where I get the shame of seeing my own painted figures. So I've got some light cavalry. Do have some heavy cavalry, but they've not got any painting on them. Light cavalry, units of 8 for cavalry, and never mind the billhooks. So they're going to potter around. I do have a gun. Again, a metal Perry's gun. I'm going to pick up some metal Perry's command for War of the Roses, so I can do some more command bases. But speaking of command bases, one of the things I've really enjoyed is creating some command bases. And that's these fellas here. So this guy, when he's finished, is going to kind of stand in the middle, so it'll be 3 for a base. I'm pretty much going to do like army commanders with 3 on, standard commanders with 2, and some commanders with just 1. Actually, come to think of it, that'd be a good way to represent the ratings of your commanders, 3, 2 and 1. How many figures are on the base. So it's a nice easy way to see what's going on. I like battlefields where I can just see what's going on. It's not overly cluttered with counters and things like that. Speaking of which, I am going to be making counters for these forces. So these are my arrow tokens. All I'm going to do is put a D6 on the stand there and slowly decrease it as the archers fire off their arrows. So yeah, so this here on the field, obviously with 4 more cavalry, that would make probably is about 120 points, maybe just over 120 points of never mind the billhook troops, which would give you a good evening club games worth of gaming. Quite nice, intuitive rule set. I really like it. Now I've got a big D-Day event coming up and I'm putting a 15mm bottle on, so sadly I don't think I'll get much paint done on these miniatures, and they're not that far from finishing, to be honest, but I won't get much paint done on these as I focus my efforts on getting the D-Day event stuff done. I've also got bolt action tournament between now and then. But anyway, that's a me problem, not a you problem. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great hobby time right now, and I look forward to chatting to you in the future. Goodbye.